Are you tired of living under the weight of debt, never knowing where your money goes? Have you ever thought that, even if you're afraid of the financial markets, it's possible to take the first step to get out of this situation and finally gain security and control over your finances? In this video, I'll show you how you can turn your financial life around by starting to save and invest in a simple and realistic way. No miracle promises, just strategies that truly work. Stay with me until the end and discover how to build the confidence you need to change your financial life for good. To begin, it's essential to understand where you stand today. Do you know exactly how much you owe? Have you ever stopped to calculate how much interest you pay each month? Many people live in debt without a clear sense of the real size of their obligations, which only increases anxiety. For example, credit cards in the US can charge interest rates that exceed 20% per year, which is a huge burden for any budget. Imagine a $1,000 debt that, if left unpaid, can quickly double in just a few years. That's scary, isn't it? Beyond the financial impact, this situation affects your mental health, causing stress and constant worry. Have you ever felt that pressure? That feeling of being trapped in a cycle that seems never-ending? Recognizing this situation is the first step toward change. You are not doomed to live like this forever. What's missing is a clear and effective plan to regain control of your financial life. Imagine what your life would be like if you could eliminate the burden of interest and debt. How would that change your daily routine? Think about that for a moment. Now that you understand the problem, let's take action. The first step is to organize your finances. It sounds simple, but many people don't know where to start. Have you ever tried writing down everything you spend for a week? You might be surprised at how much money disappears in small expenses that, when added up, make a big difference. List all your debts, including amounts, interest rates, and payment deadlines. Having this clarity is essential to know where to act first. Next, analyze your monthly expenses. Which ones are essential? Which can be cut or reduced? For example, that streaming subscription you barely use, daily takeout, or coffee on the go. All of these can be adjusted to free up money for paying off debt. Have you thought about how much you could save just by making small changes in your daily routine? And if that money were used to reduce your debts, how much faster could you achieve financial freedom? Creating a simple budget, tracking income and expenses, helps you stay in control and avoid surprises at the end of the month. Discipline here is the key to building confidence. If you've tried something like this before, share in the comments what worked for you and what was most challenging. Your experience can help others in the same situation. With your finances organized, the next step is to set priorities. Did you know that paying off debts with the highest interest rates first can save you a lot of money in the long run? Credit cards and overdraft fees are the villains that make your debt grow quickly. Imagine you have two debts, one of $1,000 at 20% annual interest, and another of $2,000 at 5% annual interest. Which one do you think you should pay off first? The answer is the first one, because it weighs much more on your budget. If possible, negotiate with creditors to reduce interest rates or arrange better payment terms. Often, institutions prefer to receive a lower amount than risk getting nothing. Have you ever tried to negotiate your debts? What was that experience like? This step requires discipline and focus, because it's easy to get lost and want to pay everything at once. But the right strategy speeds up repayment and lowers the total cost of debt, freeing up your budget for other priorities. Are you willing to give up some comforts now to get rid of debt faster? What impact would that have on your life? Think about that as we move to the next step. Before thinking about investing, it's essential to create an emergency fund. Do you know what that is? It's money set aside to cover unexpected expenses, like a sudden repair, a medical bill, or even temporary loss of income. Without this fund, any problem can send you right back into the debt cycle. Ideally, you should save the equivalent of 3 to 6 months of your basic expenses. It might seem like a lot, but what matters is starting with what you can and gradually increasing it. Keep this fund in a high-yield savings account, which in the US can pay between 3% and 5% per year, much higher than traditional savings. This account offers liquidity and security, so you can access your money quickly when you need it. Do you already have an emergency fund? If not, how about starting today? Think, what would your life be like if you had that safety net? Share in the comments the biggest challenge you face in saving and building your fund. Let's exchange ideas to help each other. Now that you have your emergency fund, it's time to think about investing. But don't worry, you don't need to be an expert or have a lot of money to start. Did you know you can invest small amounts and still get good results? In the United States, one of the most accessible and safest options for beginners are ETFs, exchange-traded funds, which work like funds that pool various stocks, offering diversification and lower risk. Another option is mutual funds, which also let you invest in a mix of assets with professional management. You can also consider U.S. Treasury bonds, which are considered low-risk investments, currently yielding between 3% and 4% per year. The secret is discipline and consistency. Investing regularly, even if it's just a little, makes all the difference in the long run. Do you know the power of compound interest? It's money working for you. The sooner you start, the greater the multiplying effect. For example, investing $100 per month can turn into a significant amount over a few years, thanks to the magic of compounding. Don't let fear paralyze you. The financial market isn't as scary as it seems. With information and planning, you can invest safely and grow your wealth. What's your biggest question about getting started with investing? Leave it in the comments so I can help. By following these steps, you're not just improving your finances, you're transforming your life. Imagine the security of not worrying about overdue bills, the relief of having money set aside for emergencies, and the confidence to plan for the future. This transformation brings freedom to choose a job you like, to invest in education, to achieve dreams that once seemed impossible. Getting out of debt and starting to invest is the beginning of a positive cycle that feeds itself, creating more opportunities and peace of mind. Have you thought about what your life could look like a year from now with these changes? Why not start today so that future becomes your reality? Now it's up to you. Organize your finances, cut unnecessary expenses, prioritize paying off debt, build your emergency fund, and start investing, even if slowly. Every step counts and brings you closer to financial freedom. If this content made sense to you, leave your comment, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe to the channel for more real and straightforward videos about personal finance. To help you even more, I'll leave a link to a simple spreadsheet to track your debts and budget. Use this tool to take your first step today. Remember, control of your financial life is in your hands. Let's turn this game around together.